said, quote,
You know, Sergio, you noted earlier that you think the Berlanga jab is going to be a key. I think it's certainly going to be a factor, but I think Berlanga's size has got to be his best weapon. You see these two guys standing in the ring. Berlanga probably weighing around 190 pounds right now. At least that's what his team told me during the week. He's got to find a way to assert himself physically in this fight and be the front foot fighter.
Size doesn't matter when you know how to fight like a strong, explosive, smaller man, and Canelo is an expert at that. Berlanga's going to need a jab. He's going to need footwork and foot feints. So yes, what I'm seeing right now, and alternate the speed of the jab, is what you're going to need against a fighter like Canelo.
A little jittery there from Berlanga. Needs to settle into this fight. Canelo has been here, done that so many times. This is 66th professional fight. He's been in there with 21 world champs.
This fight's going to come down to punch resistance. When Berlanga gets clipped, how's he going to react? Can he take the power and the explosiveness of Canelo, and of course vice versa?
Well, especially when he lets that right hand go, which is going to have to do a lot during this fight. And we see a lot of Canelo opponents not let that right hand go because they know what's coming back with the counter. That's like why guys like Sergey Kovalev and Caleb Plant have kind of jabbed their way, tried to jab their way to victories against Canelo. That counter punch power is legit.
That's what greatness does to you. It makes you question your abilities, question your power, your speed, your youth, everything.
Canelo on the front foot. A lot of people thought perhaps Berlanga would come forward. He's talking trash already.
Berlanga suggesting that shot was below the belt. He's standing in front of Canelo. You can't just talk about it. You got to protect yourself at all times.
I like that left hook by Berlanga. He was trying to punch in between the shot of Canelo. And I really like the foot feint. Notice the little foot feint that Berlanga's doing. That's going to keep Canelo from coming in and being aggressive and pushing the fight. Foot feints are a big thing in boxing. Even jab foot feints. Kovalev was doing a couple of those too. See, there it is right there. That little jittery foot feint right there. That's going to keep Canelo at bay and the time moving. You work the clock.
Canelo's been going with the bear motif all week long on his paraphernalia. You can see on his shoes right now, he's got bear paws on them. But it's Berlanga who says, I've got the grizzly type power and I'm going to put it on Canelo. He'll never feel power like mine. And we asked Alvarez who's the hardest hitter he's been in there with. He said James Kirkland.
I believe that. I've been in the ring several times with Kirkland. That man can punch.
Not a lot from Berlanga here in round one.
But that's what I needed to see, Todd. I don't want to see a guy go out in the blaze of glory not trying to win. I want someone with a strategy and a game plan. Berlanga showed that in the first round.
Can Berlanga win this fight with allowing Canelo to be the aggressor?
Well, as long as he's not the effective aggressor. I mean, in that fight, if you are going to give the round to Canelo, it's just because of the pressure and backing up Berlanga. But if Berlanga can back up and land some jabs, then you have to give him credit for ring generalship and a jab and landing.
Look, I do agree with what Todd said. I think he has to be the aggressor, the guy coming forward. If you're just going to back up and just flick that jab out there, you're not going to win. Like, you're not going to win the scorecards. You're not going to win, by knockout or any kind of stoppage. You've got to be physical with him. Look, the guys we've seen have success against him. Gennady Golovkin in the first fight. Dmitry Bivol several years ago. They were the aggressors. They put Canelo on his back foot. That's what you have to do against a fighter like this.
Just missing with that left hook was Alvarez. Berlanga's got to be careful with that chin in the air.
Look, to rebut that, Chris Max, Lara wasn't the aggressor. He gave Canelo fists. Caleb Plant wasn't really an aggressor. He was giving Canelo some fists. So there's ways around moving around and trying to do good instead of just being physical and aggressive.
Some would question, does Berlanga have that type of footwork, the type of skill to do that? Right now, he's allowing Canelo to come to him. There's a nice left.
Quick combinations. And look, it's not brilliant footwork that we're going to see. We're not going to see, a Sugar Ray Leonard type footwork. But we are going to see a fighter in Berlanga trying to use the entire ring, go clockwise and counterclockwise, but always doing it behind the jab. So it seems like you're in control in there by trying to be the ring general instead of just backing up and being pushed back.
Big left hook connects for Canelo. Berlanga coming off the ropes with a right cross.
Yeah, I like that right hand for Berlanga. Good response right away.
And he's been doing that every time he gets hit. He comes right back. That's what you got to do as a young buck. You can't let Canelo, outline you. You got to show that you can be a tough guy too, and you can outline the lion. Berlanga missed a big right hand. Canelo missed a huge left hook.
There's Berlanga with a low blow. Looked like he hit him on the leg. Trying to say, hey, listen, you're not going to kick me while I'm down.
Yeah, I think Canelo landed 2 shots to the back. One of them you see the back, the right side of Edgar Berlanga's back getting a little red.
There's the jab, power jab, shotgun jab by Alvarez. And I think in order to break down such a big boy in Berlanga, you got to soften him up with that jab, man. The body shot by Berlanga. You guys may not think Berlanga's doing much, man, but I like what I'm seeing. 2 rounds in, I like what I'm seeing with Berlanga. He's throwing the right punches. He's picking the variation, the body shots, the jab, the straight rights. Master, and that's what you got to do. Don't get outshined by the moment.
And just to clarify, Sergio, you've given Berlanga a lot of high praise. Did you give him either one of those first rounds?
No, it doesn't mean he's not having success and following a game plan. You're not going to beat Canelo convincingly any round, but if he can compete and stay in range, that's success, Todd. Against a legend, that's success. Then the youth can come into the middle half of the fight, maybe in the second half of the fight.
We're in round 3, scheduled for 12. A huge step up in class for Edgar Berlanga, but so far, has stayed mainly out of trouble. But he told us, listen, I have got to constantly put my jab in his face. That's his weakness. Still waiting for Edgar to uncork that right hand as Canelo's successful there in the corner. There's the jab.
We're going to see what these bad boys made of now.
And here comes the bear, Canelo Alvarez. Could he get a finish in round 3? Berlanga looks okay. Tried to shake it off.
The speed of these Canelo Alvarez shots is just cartoonish.
Oh, he caught him again. And now Berlanga may have to fall back on his brawling style that saw him score 16 consecutive first-round knockouts. He's got to go bear hunting. Good body shot from Canelo.
Canelo's trying to do the corkscrew left hook over the top of the guard and hit the top of the head of Berlanga now. Berlanga's doing a good job keeping that right hand tucked in by the right side of his face. Yeah. Canelo has to go around that guard or look for the right hand.
And this, Sergio, is where I think Canelo could have some success with the body shots. You've got Berlanga keenly aware of the danger of those headshots. He does have that guard pretty high. That lower body is wide open.
Canelo is not playing around. A few fights ago, we were in Mexico.
Canelo's so cool under pressure, man. He has a big, young, strong fighter in front of him, and he's still trying to bully the young guy, the big guy, and picking the right shots, being responsible. Hands up, power jabs, digging the body. There it is right there.
I just feel like Berlanga has got to try and push Canelo back, or it's going to be target practice.
If you notice, anytime Canelo's trying to do something and get combinations flowing, try to get explosive with more than just 2 shots, Berlanga's punching in between the shots. That's a good game plan as well. Notice once Canelo starts letting go of more than 2 shots, Berlanga comes right back.
Here's a right hand from Berlanga. Trying to stay off the ropes, a 1-2 from Canelo.
Good body shot by Canelo. Berlanga has that right hand a little bit too high up, which is exposing the right side of his ribs.
Berlanga 6'1" with a 75-inch wingspan. But Canelo has been able to get inside that and land punches almost at will.
I mean, when was the last time we saw Canelo Alvarez in against an opponent that didn't have a significant size and wingspan edge against him? How tall was Callum Smith when he fought Canelo Alvarez? Size really doesn't matter much when it comes to fighting Canelo.
Not if you know how to fight small and compact and strong. You know, fighters like Tank Davis and Canelo Alvarez, they relish the opportunity to fight bigger and taller fighters.
We saw in his last fight, Canelo was able to drop Munguia, but then Munguia lasted the 12 rounds. Let's see what Berlanga can do after getting off the canvas in the third.
And you know what? That's the evolution that we're seeing in Canelo. You know, age does that. The fact that you've been fighting professionally 19 years, you got to change. You can't just go for the
is not as good as Canelo's best. And Chris, tonight, Canelo looks pretty darn good so far.
He looks sharp so far. The power's there. I thought Berlanga recovered nicely in that fourth round. He's kept that jab moving, but right hands are what's going to win this fight. He's got to throw more of them.
Let's see if that knockdown made Berlanga a little more gun shy.
Berlanga's not trying to penetrate the guard of Canelo with that jab. It reminds me of Kovalev again. Kovalev wasn't really trying to hurt Canelo with power shots, because the more power that you throw, the more vulnerable you are to it when you miss. That's what Canelo's so good at. He's an expert at barely moving, taking the power away from the jab and coming right back with a big counter shot.
Counter jab there from Canelo. Berlanga has only been the 12-round distance once in his career against Jason Quigley. Uh-oh.
You know, second time in the last 3 rounds that these guys have started to hit each other below the belt.
That's what fighters are supposed to do. You hit me low, return the favor.
Hey, if you don't like what the other guys do, Harvey Dock is down. He's up at the count of 2. It looks like Berlanga's got Canelo angry, and you wouldn't like him when he's angry.
Good body shot, heavy body shot. Berlanga felt that one. They want him off the ropes. He can't get off the ropes with that onslaught. That's what he needs, head movement. You got to make fighters like Canelo completely miss.
Good uppercut. That's the same shot that put Jaime Munguia down in his last fight. What a performance so far from Canelo.
Yeah, it is.
Doesn't miss a beat.
You know, Edgar Berlanga's corner is begging him during these rounds to get off the ropes. They want him to push this fight to the middle of the ring.
Easier said than done when you got a tank in front of you. A Mexican tank. I mean, look, he doesn't waste movement. He doesn't waste any kind of movement, and he's always landed with high accuracy and power. That's what Canelo does, and he cuts off the ring, makes it smaller and smaller as the rounds go on. Canelo should be throwing body shots right now, going around the guard. Berlanga's looking for a right hand, and that's the reason Canelo's not unleashing his. But I do like that corkscrew left hook that he's been throwing. Hasn't landed too cleanly, but that's a smart strategy by Alvarez.
Well, we have now reached round 6, the round that Edgar Berlanga told us he would knock Canelo out. Let's see if he can pull off a miracle.
And let's see if Canelo could turn the tables on the young bull.
Chris, are you seeing anything from Berlanga that leads you to believe he can turn this fight around?
I'm not seeing enough right hands. Look, I think the jab is okay at this point. Some of these jabs get gobbled up in the guard of Canelo Alvarez, but so far, you know, the right hands, the power shots are largely being thrown by Canelo Alvarez.
Here's Chris Mannix's scorecard through 5 full rounds.
Yeah, and I've got it a clean sweep, 5 rounds to 0 in favor of Canelo Alvarez with that 1-10-8 round thrown in. I don't think Edgar Berlanga is embarrassing himself at this point. Did I give him credit for hopping back up after that knockdown and staying right back in the fight? But his team is begging him to stay off the ropes. They want him pressing the action, just not been able to do it.
Downstairs again goes Canelo, warned to keep him up by Harvey Dock. Good to see he's okay after being dropped there in round 5. Left hook. That has been the money punch for Canelo in this fight. There's a right hand from Berlanga. Best punch maybe of Berlanga's keeping the left hand low. Can the chosen one find a way to crack open Alvarez's safe? What's the combination? He needs dynamite to blow it open. And he's got it in that right hand, but he just can't seem to find the target.
Love the way Canelo's gutting him to the belly. Right now, Berlanga's not giving you a target upstairs. Just target the ribs of Berlanga.
Better round there for Berlanga.
Right hand when it's open.
Round 7 scheduled for 12 here at the T-Mobile Arena, Las Vegas, Nevada. Canelo seemingly has won every round. But Berlanga didn't talk about winning by decision. He talked about winning by knockout, and at this point that seems the only path to victory. But how does he drop Canelo, who's never been dropped before in 65 pro fights? I feel like Berlanga's kind of caught between two things here, Chris. It's not as if he's trying to survive, but he's not going all out to try and win either. Do you feel that?
No, I definitely don't think, and there's a little bit of a low blow there. Just on the belt line. Low blow, but just on the belt line. I definitely don't think he's trying to survive. I think he's trying to win. It's just he's picking his spots here. Like, it is tough to throw right hands against this guy because of the counter punching, but I definitely don't look at Berlanga as being in survival mode at this point.
Yeah, there's the right hand by Berlanga right there. Canelo caught it, but as long as he felt the power of Berlanga with that right hand, that's how you start building confidence, just touching something if you're Edgar Berlanga. Berlanga should be catching and countering now with those body shots. You already got the speed of Canelo down. Catch it and counter with the uppercut.
Berlanga's 7 years younger than Canelo. You would think he might have more energy down the stretch. He certainly needs to have it. There's a nice jab from Berlanga. Said that was the key to winning. Keep the jab in Canelo's face.
Bit of a slower round here for Canelo Alvarez, who has let Berlanga dictate much of the action this round.
Seems like Canelo's trying to lure him in, trying to bait Berlanga to build some confidence and make a mistake. Just a wily veteran is Canelo Alvarez. Always trying to find a way to knock you out with every punch selection in the book.
That was a swing and a miss and a trip. But Berlanga's taking a sweet time getting up.
Yeah, he has had some success.
Well,
over these last couple of rounds.
Hurricanes have that eye where it gets real calm for a little bit, and then the back end of the storm comes. Let's see if Canelo is that storm.
I think he's weathered the strongest part of the storm, but there's still a lot of power in that storm left.
Chris, did you give that last round to Berlanga?
I did. I thought his activity was a difference maker in that round.
Again, Berlanga content to be on the ropes. Ooh.
And there you go, Canelo just trying to lure Berlanga to sleep, but Berlanga's doing a good job with that jab, staying alert. This is the best I've seen Berlanga. Believe it or not, this is the best I've seen Berlanga as far as boxing goes, as far as alertness goes, and backing up and catching and countering like that. Needs to do a whole lot more, but that's what you need to do.
Just missing with the uppercut was Canelo, but it looks like Berlanga more willing to trade now here in the 8th.
Because he's more confident now because he got the speed and the power down of Canelo. And anytime Canelo misses, Berlanga comes back and punches back. That's what you need to do. A power counter puncher. Berlanga using his head. Canelo hitting on the break.
You're good. Watch your head. Don't do that. That was intentional. Don't do that. All right, time in.
You know, Sergio, Canelo's gone back to one of his favorite tactics in recent fights, which is hitting guys on the arm. You look at that left arm of Edgar Berlanga. Canelo's been targeting that arm pretty good this round, and I think it's starting to have a little bit of an impact.
Well, Berlanga said in preparation for this fight, he was prepared for that. He knows that's what Canelo likes to do.
Well, the reason Canelo's aiming at that arm is because I'm telling you, Berlanga's doing a good job of that upper body movement. So you got to hit whatever they give you.
Well, I think it's also to take the jab a little bit more out of play. You saw that happen with Callum Smith, who came into the fight with a big right hand
for Canelo. Forced Berlanga to take a step back here in round 8.
Like if that arm is sore and it's difficult to keep it up, not going to throw many jabs with that kind of arm.
Yeah, Canelo was doing that with Caleb Plant as well, but then he started hitting him to the right side of Caleb Plant. He started aiming at the body little by little. That's how he started breaking him down, and that's when he caught him with the big punch and ultimately stopped him in 11. You know, Canelo fighting bigger, stronger fighters, you can hurt him early in the fight, but it's later in the fight where the punches take their toll. The punishment takes its toll.
You know, Berlanga having this little fight in the phone booth here. He's talking to Canelo in between clinches.
Well, he's got more juice, that's for sure, does Berlanga. He's come alive these last 2 rounds. Can continue to build a little momentum. He's talking trash to Canelo, trying to get under his skin. Trying to use machismo. Let's check it with Gabe Rosado. What do you see in Gabe?
Yeah, you know, Canelo's doing what he's doing, breaking him down. Great body shot, great body work, but, you know, Berlanga, he can catch and shoot. He's not taking advantage of when Canelo throws the shots to his arms to fire right back. He's allowing Canelo to beat his arms up.
You know, Berlanga is showing great punch resistance so far in this fight, both upstairs and downstairs. He's been on the receiving end of some really big body shots, and he's been able to keep walking through them.
Watch your head, watch your head.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you, so far, there's a one-sided, respectable effort by Edgar Berlanga.
Still some bad blood in there. Harvey Doc's got his work cut out for him.
Keep it clean. Time in.
Well, that's what you want Mexico versus Puerto Rico to be, right? Edgy, chippy. Total punches through 9 rounds. Unified super middleweight championship of the world. Daniel Jacobs, how do you think things are going?
Canelo is doing such a fantastic job. He's controlling the pace. I'm loving what I'm seeing from him, and it seems as if now in the championship rounds he's going to more defensive style. It seems almost too as if Edgar Berlanga needs a knockout at this point. He's done well, fought hard, but at this point he's going to have to need a knockout to be victorious against Canelo. Canelo is too experienced, too elusive.
Well, whatever Berlanga has left in the tank, it's time to start emptying it. You don't want to carry anything back in the locker room.
There was another shot to the left arm of Edgar Berlanga. That arm is going to hurt when this fight's over.
You sure those aren't just red tattoos on his arm?
See, he did it again. He's targeting that arm as he did against Dimitri Bivol, as he did against Callum Smith.
Overhand right from Canelo, left hook from Alvarez.
It's beautiful inside fighting by Canelo, and of course, you know, Berlanga, he responds here and there, but it's too few in between with Canelo's pressure and Canelo's combinations.
Oh, nice. Canelo followed it up with the uppercut. Berlanga still trying to press forward.
It was the exact combination that Canelo landed on Munguia to drop him. He threw away that left hook just to land with a big right uppercut.
That right hand moved Canelo a little bit. There's an uppercut from Berlanga. Still more trash talk from Berlanga. Sergio, did you ever get in there with a fighter who targeted your arms the way Canelo's doing it?
No, never. You know, I don't like fighters punching me anywhere. You know, I prided myself in upper body movement, footwork, and defense.
I tell you, Sergio, the end result of all those shots over these last 2 rounds is that Edgar Berlanga is not throwing the jab anywhere near as often, and when he does throw it, it's much slower coming up from
Canelo got a little too cute and ate it in 10. One's over as we enter round 11.
I think you're right. And if you remember, Canelo carries his power late. He knocked out Kovalev in the 11th, and he knocked out Caleb Plant in the 11th.
But this is what Berlanga wants Canelo to do. Come and get me.
There's another headbutt by Berlanga.
There's a nice shot from Berlanga. Left hook, right hand. But Canelo's just landing more and throwing more.
Now give it to Edgar Berlanga. He's exchanging in these moments. Good shot from Canelo.
Man, hurt his hand. You saw him try and shake it out, Sergio.
Yeah, I think it was a twist on his elbow or his bicep. I don't think it was a hand injury or a wrist injury. It's something with his elbow or bicep. If he indeed is hurt.
Well, he's still throwing it.
You know, in Edgar Berlanga's history, he has dealt with a bicep injury before. Needed to have surgery on his bicep several years ago.
Total power punches through round 11. 112 landed for Canelo, 52 for Berlanga.
Yeah, Berlanga's not throwing that right hand anymore. I'm curious to see if he did injure something.
Chris, how do you have this scored as we're here in round 11?
You know, I've got it wide. I've got it 10 rounds to 2. I did give Edgar Berlanga a couple of rounds in the second half of the fight, but 10 rounds to 2 in favor, or sorry, 8 rounds to 2, my fault, in favor of Canelo Alvarez with one 10-8 round thrown into that mix.
Well, all in all, I think Berlanga has had a pretty good showing for himself. Would you say, Sergio?
I think I've given him his just due because I have seen what he's been trying to do. Even though he's not winning rounds, he's following a game plan. He got the respect of Canelo. Now Canelo's trying to knock him out late, which is what he likes to do. But shots like that is keeping Canelo in check. He's just still big right hand.
Nice rights and lefts connecting for Canelo as we head to the final round. Will he seek a knockout here with 3 minutes to go? Berlanga desperately needs one. I think Berlanga's pandering to the wrong crowd here.
Yes, he is. Canelo knows this crowd.
Put your hand down.
Berlanga's a brown pair of shoes with a tuxedo in this crowd.
You know, I think when we look back on this fight, we will see that those arm shots of Canelo Alvarez made a big difference in the second half of the fight. Maybe it's forced Edgar Berlanga in a way to exchange more if he's not able to throw that jab out as consistently as he was doing it because of how much damage Canelo has put on that left arm.
Well, I will say this for Edgar Berlanga. This is one of the most entertaining Canelo fights we've seen in quite a while.
Yes, it is. And actually one of the better performances by Berlanga.
Better than Charlo?
Considering who he's up against, absolutely.
Better than Jaime Munguia?
I think those two fights are comparable, and I think in much the same way, Edgar Berlanga has at least shown that there is some substance to him, right? Like he came into this fight with a lot of people believing that he was all style, that he was all hype. Now he's not winning this fight by any stretch, but being here in the 12th round and still trading with Canelo Alvarez, that accomplishes something. That amounts to something for a young fighter like Edgar Berlanga.
Good right hand for Berlanga, who's opening up right now as his corner implores him to throw more punches.
Good right hand right there by Canelo to the gut. Berlanga didn't like that shot to the body. I don't know if Canelo knows that.
Good uppercut from Berlanga.
Berlanga is hurt to the body, guys. Look at how he's covering those ribs now. He might get hit upstairs, but not get hit to the body.
Berlanga showing a lot of toughness, a lot of grit. Plenty of flash and certainly some substance. 30 seconds left.
And there's your answer right